Yo, what's going on guys, it's Cynical and welcome back to another episode of Easalt Snippets. Today for you guys, we have some spicy topics to talk about, so without further ado guys, let's just jump straight into it. So within a recent Famitsu interview, it was confirmed that Yoko Shimomura is not going to be the only composer creating the music for that of Kingdom Hearts 3. Within this interview, it was explained by Tetsuya Nomura that there's actually going to be an additional 2 other people working on the music for that of Kingdom Hearts 3. Now, you guys know it, I absolutely butcher foreign names, especially when it comes to that of Japanese names, so please do not pitchfork me, but these guys go by the name of Takeharu Ishimoto, as well as Tsuyoshi Sekito. I feel really bad for that, I really do. I think I might need to start investing in some like Japanese classes or something. This is real. This is a real major. Now, these guys have been creating music for Square Enix titles for quite some time now, but more interestingly enough, both of these dudes actually helped out Yoko Shimomura for the music of Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, as well as Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance. And they have a lot of other previous experience with making music for that of a numerous amount of different Final Fantasy games. So this is what was said within the interview. Nomura said, "You have been working on some music and various soundtracks for the Kingdom Hearts series, but now you've decided to work together with Mr. Sekito on Kingdom Hearts 3 music. Up until now, the number of songs have been increasing, and because we need songs that form and go along with important battles, I hope you keep continuing with us. I'm grateful for your continued support from now on." So obviously not too much on the actual situation itself, but more so this is Tetsuya Nomura saying that there is going to be 2 other guys helping out Yoko Shimomura with the music of Kingdom Hearts 3. And I think this is fair enough, just considering that Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to be an absolutely huge game. And like Tetsuya Nomura said within this reply right here, up until now, the number of songs have been increasing. If we take a look at Kingdom Hearts 2, that game had close to 90 tracks within its soundtrack, which is pretty damn crazy. So when we look at a game like Kingdom Hearts 3, we can likely expect that that game will have around about the same amount of tracks within it, if not a lot more. Next up, we can expect to see a player versus player mode being implemented into Kingdom Hearts Union Cross very, very soon. As you guys know, Kingdom Hearts Unchained Key took a big step forward within receiving an update last year that changed the game's name to that of Kingdom Hearts Union Cross, and obviously progressed the story forward. But one of the big new features that was thrown into this update was, of course, the multiplayer update. The update that finally allows us to play with our friends and complete missions together. So Square Enix are going to be taking the multiplayer aspect of Kingdom Hearts Union Cross one step forward with a PvP mode coming in the spring update. We can probably expect the spring update to hit sometime in the middle of April. I imagine that the PvP thing is going to be getting previewed and demoed and talked about at the Kingdom Hearts Union Cross fan event happening midway through April, so we can probably expect the spring update to roll out sometime around then. But PvP in Kingdom Hearts Union Cross, this is kind of something that I've secretly wanted to be in the game. I don't believe that it is a necessity to put some sort of a PvP mode into it, but for me personally, one gripe that I do have with Union Cross is that for me, the gameplay becomes very, very stale quite fast. It's a game that struggles to hold my attention. I do tend to log into the game on the regular, but in terms of actually sitting there for, you know, like an hour to 2 hours just solely playing the game, that's really hard for me. So I'm kind of hoping that the PvP aspect is going to be another reason to actually jump onto Union Cross and to sink some hours into it. This is the news about it right here. They said they are planning a player versus player content to work like the current Colosseum. It will not be real-time battles, planned for release sometime in spring. So not too much information on it, but apparently the contents of it are going to work similar to that of the Colosseum, and that the combat will not be real time. So I'm assuming that each player takes a turn to attack, and within that one turn, I imagine that we can probably bring forth one medal. Then the next player gets a turn, they get to use one medal, and vice versa. Again though, I can't exactly understand how a PvP type mode is going to exactly work in Union Cross. Obviously medals will have to be rebalanced for that of player versus player content, as of course medals dish out insane damage, and that we know Heartless have insane health pools, whereas when we look at our player avatars, our health pools are nowhere near to the same amount as Heartless. So obviously there is going to have to be a lot of rebalancing when looking towards that side of things, especially when looking towards the damage dealt by medals against players. Honestly, I'm not really expecting too much to come out of this PvP mode per se, but it does certainly get me intrigued to know that we are going to have some sort of a competitive mode within Union Cross is a nice thought, and seeing these kind of content updates being thrown into the game, it's a really nice thing. It shows that Square Enix are still trying to keep the content of Union Cross fresh, so I'm interested to see exactly what the PvP mode is going to be all about. And last up for today, we have a bit of information when talking towards the party member of Rapunzel within Kingdom Hearts 3, and how Square Enix actually had a pretty difficult time coding her, especially when looking towards the physics of Rapunzel's hair. So let's read up on this. It says right here, in past games, each motion was attached manually one by one, but this time physical control is incorporated, and Rapunzel's hair alongside other things is calculated and done on the hard side, and the program runs on. Rapunzel's hair meets various objects on the map, so it is difficult to move while not interfering with them. It seems the physics calculations for Rapunzel's hair, dragging, following the terrain, blowing in the wind, took a lot of time to develop, so they didn't have a new video for this. If her hair is in a place where the wind is blowing, it will move naturally. Also, Rapunzel can wrap her hair around a tree and rotate. According to Mr. Yasu, there are a variety of different methods for attacks, and she reacts based on the different terrains. So far, we only showed the world of Tangled, but we could hardly publish Rapunzel's model. Her hair was difficult to handle, it took time. We had to make sure that when the wind blows, it creates waves on her hair and clothes. So the main reason as to why I found this little blurb interesting was more so the talk towards the realistic physics that we can expect to see in that of Kingdom Hearts 3. Of course, we have talked about ragdoll physics in the past. God damn ragdoll physics! And so yes, we know the use of realistic based physics is going to be a thing within Kingdom Hearts 3, but more so when looking towards, you know, like when the wind is blowing, we need to make sure that both her hair as well as her clothes are being affected by this. The comment of wind gets me excited, and I really don't know why, but it's smaller details like those that really makes me appreciate the game even furthermore. So I guess to a certain extent there is going to be a type of weather system within Kingdom Hearts 3, and in certain areas where there will be wind, we can expect to see stuff like the hair blowing around a little bit as well as clothes. Going back to Rapunzel though, apparently there is going to be a variety of different attacks that she can actually utilize when using her hair. Like we saw within the trailer, we can see that she can use a sort of spin attack with her hair, which is kind of interesting. And then we got this other scene right here where she wraps her hair around the tree and spins around it. It's really interesting to see party members using objects within the environment space to their advantage so that they can actually utilize attacks. And it will be interesting to see the rest of her moveset. From what Taisu's saying, you know, based on different terrains, she will be using different attacks. So maybe it comes down to like the height of the tree. Maybe if it's like a smaller tree, she'll do a different attack. If it's a bigger tree, she'll do a different attack. Maybe she can also do something really cool with her hair while she's standing in the water as well. And furthermore, talking about that, it will be interesting to see if we kind of have that wet looking effect on Rapunzel's hair when she actually walks through the water. If Square Enix are paying attention to detail, which from the seams of it with the whole wind thing and clothes moving and hair reacting to wind movements, then from the seams of it they are, I think having that sort of wet look on clothing as well as in Rapunzel's case, her hair, is probably something we can expect as well. There is actually a scene that we saw within the 2017 orchestra trailer where Sora is actually within a wet environment, that being at the top of Mount Olympus when it's raining. However, you will notice that the rain in this scene doesn't seem to actually be affecting Sora's clothes, so perhaps maybe this is something that they just haven't coded yet. However guys, with all that being said, that is going to do it for today's episode of Sea Salt Snippets. Hopefully you guys are having an absolutely fantastic day. In the comment section down below guys, let me know your thoughts and opinions towards these small little juicy bits, and until next time guys, I'll catch you later. Peace.
Hit them on the page, you'll be coming through stunning. Gold in my mouth when you suckers be bluffing. Milk crate, gaming up the bitch though. Catch me in the back playing Super Nintendo.